Hey everyone, for today's topic, we're going to discuss about the lesson 8, which is about the medical terminologies. Here are the topics to discuss: medical terms, definition, and examples, prefixes and suffixes, common medical abbreviations, and medical symbols. So, what is the medical terminologies? Medical terminologies are terms that used by the medical professionals. This is used to describe the human body components or kung ano ang may-ara sa isa ka lawas katao, illnesses ang mga sakit, medical procedures or ang mga course of actions and pharmacology or ang mga pagkilala natin sa mga drugs or medicines. Siyempre, if it is about medical terminologies, ginagamit din na siya on our medical field and clinical settings. Understanding medical terms. If you are a medical secretary, you must know all the medical terms because every term has its own meaning, uses, and impact on our patients. You must know what the doctor means when you are taking what she dictates and must know how to spell it. In medical terminologies kasi, I don't know lang if may ara man, but it is possible that may mga terms that may pronounce the same or spell the same but have the different meaning. That is why if ikaw isa ka secretary, it is really important to listen carefully and be knowledgeable sa kung ano ang ginanamin sa imong doktor. This is to avoid the mistakes sa records ng aton nga mga patients and of course avoid some issues on the hospital where we are working. Okay, these are the example or the list of medical terms: dysmenorrhea, enterohepatitis, ectomy, gastro, psycho, otomy, OMA, neuro, internal medicine, surgery, cardiology, dermatology, endocrinology, gastroenterology, gynecology, and ophthalmology. Dysmenorrhea, this meaning painful or difficult, menor referring to man, and rhea, a flow, painful or difficult menstruation. So all the girls here, I know you have knowledge on this kind of medical term because this is happened only on girls. Kaya for boys who have girlfriend there, help your partners if they experiencing things like this. Kasi this is a type of severe cramps on women during their monthly period. Kung sa diin, grabe ang pagsakit sa ilang puson or what we call their lower abdomen. Enterohepatitis. Entero meaning bowel or bituka or intestine. Hepa, a liver or a thigh. And itis is a inflammation. When we say inflammation, it is referring in our language as pamamaga. This causes a certain infection that carries by viruses or germs, where ang gina-atake is ang aton nga atay and bowel, whereas ang modes of transmission is the ingestion of contaminated water or food. Ectomy. This term naman means for excisions. It is actually a suffix term for any procedure that have done surgically. We have here example like the appendectomy, which is a surgical operation to remove the infected appendix. Gastro. This term naman means anything that related to our stomach or anything that triggered by infection and inflammation on our digestive system. Psycho. This means mind or mental or psychological. Also a prefix word that used to any term related to our mind. Otomy. The suffix otomy is used to surgical incision or cutting into. It is cutting into but not necessarily removing. Ang pagkalain lang sa ectomy is that ang ectomy for removing gid siya sa certain inside part of our body, while ang otomy is the surgical incision to temporary remove of parts ng aton nga body. Example are the arteriotomy, which is the cutting of lumen in the artery to remove clot. OMA, a suffix means swelling, usually a tumor or cancer. Example of OMA is what we call the carcinoma, or this is a cancer which form on our epithelial tissue or those passageway in our body like the esophagus and your skin. Neuro means nerve. anything that related to our nerve or nervous system. Internal medicine. Internal medicine is the study, diagnosis, and treatment of conditions that affect the internal organs. Include here some branches of medicines like the pediatrics, which deals with children from birth to 18 years old, cardiology, which deals with heart disorders, gastroenterology, which deals with digestive disorders and diseases, and madamo pa nga mga branches of internal medicine. Surgery, a medical specialty that employs operative, manual, and instrumental techniques on a person in order to investigate or treat a pathological condition such as a disease or injury, to help improve bodily functions or appearance, or to prepare unwanted ruptured areas. Cardiology, kung may sakit ka man sa heart, you may see a cardiologist to treat that. Because when we say cardiology, it deals on treating any disorders of the heart or any part of our cardiovascular system, including the veins, arteries, and the capillaries, these are the parts inside of our heart. Dermatology, this basically on the treatment of our skin. Dermatologists are the doctors of this field. Example, skin biopsy or ang procedure sa dermatology to remove the cells or the skin sample for some laboratory examinations. Endocrinology. Endocrinology is a branch of medicines that deals with the endocrine system, which controls the hormones or in our body, and endocrinologist is a physician. Gastroenterology. A gastroenterologist is a specialist with expertise in the disorders and diseases that affect the digestive system. When we say digestive, that is from the esophagus up to the rectum. Kung sa diin ginaagyan basically sa mga pagkaon, which is ginatawag na gastrointestinal tract. Examples ng sakit that related to this is the gastroenteritis, which is an inflammation on the small intestines. Gynecology and obstetrics, it comprises two distinct fields. Obstetrics or the OB involves care during the preconception, pregnancy, childbirth, and immediately after delivery. Gynecology, the GN, involves care of all women's health issues. And then lastly is the ophthalmology. Ophthalmologists are the specialists who handle all the medical aspects of eye care, including treatment, surgery, and the prescriptions of contact lenses and glasses, as well as the medicines for eye problems.
Prefixes are letters added at the beginning of the word, while the suffixes were letters attached at the end of the words. These are the prefixes and suffixes which are common in medical terms. First is the prefix psych, which means mind or the mental process and activities. Second is the hyper, which means over, excessive, increase, or kumbaga nasobrahan or natamaan. Hypo, which refers to under, insufficient, deficient, or dinakulang, or below normal. Next is the suffixes. First is the it is referred to information of something. Second is ectomy, it means removal of something. Otomy, making an incision to a body part or making cut. So we tackle about the prefixes, which are letters added at the beginning of the word. Here are the words that starts with the prefix psych or the mind. These are words that are connected with the mind. First is psychalgia. Algia is the word indicating pain or the pain in the head. Second is psychiatry, the study and treatment of disorders of the mind. Third is psychology, the study of the mind. Fourth is psychosis. Osis means condition, a severe disease of the mind. Next is the prefix hyper, which refers to over, excessive, or increase of something. First is hyperalgia, excessive sensitivity to pain. Hyperemia, increase of blood circulation. Hyperplasia, excessive number of normal cells. And the word with the prefix of hypo, which means under, insufficient, or deficient. First is the hypoadrenia, which means insufficient functioning of the adrenal glands, hypodermic or under the skin. Now we go along with the medical terms with suffixes. First are terms with a "it is" ending that refers to inflammation of something. First is arthritis, which means inflammation of vessel or the blood or lymph. Second is appendicitis, inflammation of the appendix. Dermatitis, inflammation of the skin. Neuritis, inflammation of the nerves. Tonsillitis, inflammation or swelling of the tonsils. Pancreatitis, inflammation in the pancreas. And the arthritis, inflammation of the joints. Next is the gastritis or the inflammation of the lining in the stomach. Next is the terms with the suffixes of ectomy or removal of something. First is the appendectomy, refers to surgery to remove the appendix. Second is ovarectomy, surgical removal of one or both ovaries. Nephrectomy, surgery to remove the kidney. Tonsillectomy, surgical removal of the tonsils. Then to be followed by the terms with suffix of otomy, that refers to incision into or to cut. First is the gastronomy, operation of incision of bladder. Lobotomy, surgical incision of the brain to severe frontal lobes. Tonotomy, cutting of the tendon tissue. Myotomy, surgical incision or division of the muscle. Medical abbreviation. These medical abbreviations are commonly used in hospital, medical, and dental records. May mga words na din nga layo sa ilang mga abbreviations para mabalaan mo kung maanad mo yung ilang abbreviations. May naka-parenthesis beside their meaning. All of those words inside sa parenthesis are the Latin words for every abbreviations, meaning that is why may mga words na mga malayo sa ila abbreviation kay naka-base ang ila abbreviation sa Latin words. See it yourself na lang every abbreviations on medical records, and these are the following.
So last topics under isang medical terminologies are the medical symbols that uses by our medical physicians. We have two types of medical symbols, the positive one and the negative one. Under those positive medical symbols, we have here the single plus symbol, which means a reaction or a symptom which shows that this is present or noted. The double plus symbol, which means present significantly. The triple plus symbol, which means present in excess. The equal symbol, which means equivalent to. And lastly, the number 3 symbol, which means okay or satisfactory. On our negative symbol includes here are the following. The minus symbol, which means there is nothing to report. The upward arrow, which means increase. The downward arrow, which means decrease. The tilde means approximately. The more symbol means male for male. The Venus symbol as female. This symbol as at, per symbol as not, percent, or no. Lastly, the positive and the negative symbol as uncertain or equivocal.